This is the rolling arm bar with a hip extension focus. The purpose of this is to drive some internal rotation on the down leg and potentially loosen up the shoulders a little bit as well. So we need a kettlebell or a dumbbell if you don't have one, and we're going to hold it in a rack position. On the side, we are not rolling to, so on the opposite side, because we're going to roll to the left here, weight is in the right arm and the wrist is straight. Now we are going to take the free hand and reach it above our head, and it should not be so high that the arm is off of the ground. It should be nice and comfortably on the floor throughout this. So you might need to go a little bit lower or higher, but make sure that you're not too low to where it's in the way. Now what we're going to do is pull the same side leg of the arm that's holding the hand back to 90 degrees, right there. And the most important thing in this exercise is that we keep the down leg on the floor, knees locked out, toes are pulled back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to inhale through our nose and roll the hip and the shoulder at the same time. And in this end range position, we have stacked shoulders right here. And this knee and shin is flat on the floor. Then we're going to exhale and roll back. Notice how the kettlebell is staying in more or less the same place. It's not moving that much. We're really just rolling our body around that kettlebell. An optional modification or addition to this exercise to get a little bit more compression into the ground would be to put a towel underneath your spine on the side that you're rolling to. So this towel is only about a ½ an inch thick, and it's placed underneath the left side of his spine and across. So that way his hip here can still stay on the floor, but this part of his low back is in contact with the towel. Now, we're just going to do the same exact thing. Nothing is different. All cues remain the same. And then he's just going to keep that down leg locked out. Arm is overhead. And then we're just going to inhale, roll over, hip and shoulder moving together. The most common mistake on this activity is that people will either get tired or use too heavy of a weight, and then when they roll, the hip goes way too early and the shoulder drags and lags behind it. If that's the case, make sure that you're starting the shoulder potentially earlier than you think you need to. So it is together, not separate. That is much better. The other thing that we see is people will again either get tired or forget about the fact that this down leg needs to stay locked out. The screw home mechanism when the knee extends creates internal rotations. We want to bias that via pushing that leg down, pulling the toes back and keeping it locked out at all times. The other most common mistake in this is that people will not stack their shoulders properly. So as they roll over, this lags behind and then it's going to be back here and it's not going to feel too good, or it's going to be too far forward. And again, you're going to know because it's not going to feel right. You want to be perfectly stacked right here so the shoulders are on top of each other. And that way you're going to create a good amount of force into the ground to help you compress your hip into the floor more and bias more internal rotation.